In today's video, I will be showing you 40 of the best tips on how to get better in Grow a Garden, and make sure you stick around to the end because you will not want to miss out on any of them. So the first tip I would have for you guys is the coin boost, and the coin boost is every friend that you play with gives you a plus 10% bonus, and the more friends you play with, the more extra bonuses you can get, and the more extra bonuses you can get, the more profit you can get by simply playing with your friends. So this brings me on to tip number 2. Tip number 2 is playing on a private server. I'm currently not in a private server because I'm just simply recording this video. However, private servers can be very useful as they prevent others from paying 20 Robux to steal your crops, and you could still play with friends at the same time and get the coin boost that I was talking about previously. Tip number 3 is to grind out events, and make sure you grind out events as you will be able to get items that you can only obtain during the limited time events, which leads me on to the next tip. Tip number 4 is to play before events. And the reason I'm saying this is because Grow a Garden developers tend to have loads of weather events, making your fruit mutated. If you are wondering what each mutation does, I have made a whole separate video dedicated to that. Tip number 5 is daily quests. Do not forget about the daily quests, as they are quite easy to complete and they give you some decent seeds, as it doesn't take too long to finish either. As you can see, they are around the gear shop, and you're just going to show me daily quests. I've completed this. I just need to harvest 25 green apples, harvest 3 kiwis. They're not the best, so it's not going to cost you too much, so it's definitely something you should check out. So tip number 6 is to let your plants grow. As you can see, I'm going to go into the garden and I haven't harvested these for a few hours, and you could tell there's some shiny ones, there's some wet ones, there's some sandy ones. Mutations will give you loads of bonuses, and you'll be able to sell your plants for much more than you could have initially sold them for. As an example, a pineapple right here, windstruck, drenched and shocked, and if you were going to sell 233k, so that is definitely a good tip for everyone, even for the later game players. So tip number 7 is to utilize watering cans. So the watering cans are simply bought in the gear shop, and these watering cans can be bought for only 50k, and it's not that much if you really think about it. 50k just to speed up plant growth, and you could easily make that 50k back. And tip number 8 is to utilize sprinklers as much as watering cans, and sprinklers not only speed up the time that it takes for the plants to grow, but they also increase the fruit size. And keep in mind, the bigger the fruit, the more profit it is going to bring you. You could also buy this in the gear shop, and in the gear shop it only goes for 25k. It is not in stock right now. However, it increases growth speed and fruit size, so it is definitely more beneficial. However, it's not going to be in stock as much as the watering can because that is uncommon and that is a rare item. So yeah. Tip number 9 is to check out the Grow a Garden Discord server. In the Discord server, there are lots of people in the Grow a Garden community which you can chat to, and there is information which you can access to, such as announcements, updates, leaks, and in general, to ask people to trade. My 10th tip is to hold E to harvest multiple plants, and if you are on PC or laptop, you have been just spamming E the entire time, like this. A tip I would have for you is just to simply hold E. I'm holding E, I'm not spamming it, I'm just holding E, and as you can see with the little multiplier right there, times 40, so I've already picked up 50-60 plants. That's definitely going to save you guys a lot of time, and not a lot of people know about this. Tip number 11, keep an eye on the seed shop. The seed shop restocks every 5 minutes, and make sure you always check it, as you might get lucky and you might get a quite rare plant which could sell for a lot. Tip number 12, keep an eye on the gear shop. So the gear shop is on the other side, and I'm going to use recoil wrench to get there, which I'm going to talk about further in the video. And the gear shop also restocks every 5 minutes, and make sure you always check the gear shop as well as the seed shop, as the gear shop can also have some beneficial gear that will help you in your garden, such as the basic sprinkler, the recoil wrench, watering cans, etc, etc. And as I was saying about the basic sprinkler and the watering cans, they're very useful, and make sure you check them every 5 minutes. So tip number 13 is to use the recoil wrench. You might have realized that I have teleported to the gear shop using this recoil wrench, and the way you do get it is also from the gear shop. So instead of having to walk all the way to the gear shop, you just go to the gear shop, and whenever it is in stock, it is 150k. However, it does save you a lot of time, and there is only 5 uses on it, so make sure you buy as much as you could possibly can whenever they are in stock. Tip number 14 is AFKing, and staying AFK in the game is quite OP, and this is because many weather events happen over time in the game, and your plants just get mutated over time. As you can see, the water dripping from the bananas and from the avocados and all of this, so that is because I have AFK'd a good bit. So tip number 15, the best mutation, and the best mutation is the Celestial mutation. This is excluding all of the limited time events, and you can obtain this mutation after the crop is struck during the meteor shower, which gives you a 120x profit multiplier on that plant, which is just crazy. I mean, it's very rare. However, whenever you do get it, it is going to be crazy for your profits, and it is guaranteed to make you a bunch of profits. It leads me on to number 16, which is the best pet, and the best pet in the game is the Mimic Octopus, and the reason for this is because of its ability to copy the abilities of other active pets. Tip number 17, claim your forever pack. So to do this, you go into the shop icon, then you go on to your forever pack, and without having to pay Robux, you could collect one of these tabs. So after you collect your free one, these forever packs restock. Tip number 18, do not buy seeds for Robux. This is simply just a waste of your own money, and none of these seeds are worth the money spent, and you're better off waiting from whenever they are truly in stock and buying them with shekels instead of having to spend 250 or 9 or nearly 1,000 on a simple seed, which is crazy. Yeah, it's definitely not worth it, and you're better off simply just waiting on whenever the plant is truly in stock and you could actually buy it, and yeah, you've saved some money. So yeah, which brings me on to tip number 19, do not buy any cosmetics, and cosmetics are right beside the gear shop. Cosmetics are not only a waste of money but also a waste of garden space, which is very important, as the more space you have for plants, the more plants you can fit in. Maximizing garden space is definitely the best thing you could do. Tip number 20, do not buy the grow all plants. This is the biggest waste of money ever. As I said previously, just give it time and let the plants grow. Also use the watering can or the sprinkler to speed up the plant growth, as previously mentioned. And tip number 21, feed your pets. It might be quite boring or even annoying, but make sure to keep your pets fed, as it allows them to age, which can help you out a lot. To feed them, you can simply just click here and then hold whatever fruit you have, and then you just simply click feed. Tip number 22 is to sell unwanted pets. If you have any unwanted pets, you can sell them by simply going over to the pet shop, which is right here, to this guy, and then you go up and you click I want to sell my pet, and while you're holding the pet, he's going to give you the money for whatever pet you're trying to sell. Tip number 23, buy the cheap seeds. And the reason for this is quite simple, because as I mentioned earlier, the daily quests usually require the cheap plants to finish the quests, and in exchange for some seed packs can give you quite rare and quite good seeds that you cannot actually buy from the actual shop. So it is definitely worth it, and as I showed you the blueberries, they are quite common seeds. Tip number 24, do not forget to put your eggs down. So as for instance, I'm going to buy a common egg and I'm going to go down to the garden, so you might as well just put it down, wait 10 minutes and see what pet you can get. Tip number 25 is to use bamboos as a ladder. Tip number 26 is to prepare for updates. What I mean by this is to save up your in-game money, which are the shekels, and keep your plants mutated, as it could help you to get the limited time and items that can only be obtained in a limited time, and occasionally some of these items can be quite OP, so make sure you stay prepared. Tip number 27, do not buy the skip egg growth. You are better off waiting the time for the egg to hatch. Tip number 28, if you are interested in making your garden looking nicer, then make sure to check the cosmetics shop out. Tip number 29, help out newer players. So if you have some plants that you don't really need or pets, there's nothing wrong with gifting them to newer players, as it will benefit them more than it would benefit you. Yeah, there's nothing wrong in being nice. Tip number 31, do not neglect common eggs. The reason I'm telling you not to neglect them, as they are cheap and you could easily trade them for more shekels through the Discord server, which leads me on to tip number 32, be careful when trading. As in every game, there is always worries about scams, and to avoid that, stay 100% confident that the person you are trading with is legit and they have good reputation throughout the Grow a Garden server, and if they don't, then just even record your encounter with the trader in case they try to do something suspicious. And if you don't have anything to really record it with, you could just pull out your phone or your camera or something just to record the encounter, just to make sure. Tip number 33, check your pet's abilities. Many people do not even know what their pets do, which isn't the greatest, because they just wait for the egg to hatch, they hatch the egg, they let the dog, rabbit, whatever run about, and they don't even know what they do, which isn't really the greatest, as you could have some pets in your inventory that could be better than the ones that you currently have deployed. However, you may not even know. And the way to check that is to simply go over to your pets tab, which is on the right hand side, click on view, and it will show you exactly what the pet can do. So it's very useful that you know what your pets can do. So as you can see, they have dug up the seed that is coming over to me, and it shows you they're hungry. I have been unfortunately starving this dog, but it's okay. I promise you guys that I'm gonna feed him after this video. Tip number 34, do not be the first to offer trades. This can make it harder for yourself to get a high offer for whatever you are trading, as you could get lowballed. Tip number 35, stay updated. The way you can stay updated is, as I mentioned before, the Grow a Garden Discord server, as they announce updates which can introduce new seeds which could be meta. Tip number 36, lay out your garden. This will make harvesting much easier and much more organized. As you can see, I have strawberries in one, blueberries in one, tomatoes in one. I hatch my eggs in one. I use these bamboos as a ladder, that's why I have them over here. So yeah, just make sure you keep your garden or more organized as a whole. Tip number 37, harvest all plants at once. Tip number 39 is to stay in the game. Another reason to AFK is because it can actually give you more luck in getting more rare fruit. Yeah, AFKing in the game is honestly one of the most OP things and most underrated and overlooked things in the game. And the last tip, tip number 40, is to make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, as I will be uploading more content on Grow a Garden, which will be aimed to help you guys in the game. Thanks for watching everybody, peace out.